And now you can see the Anime and Alcohol Show in all its video glory on our YouTube page at roughedge.tv. It's tiki time at Harbor Cove Cafe. Dive into the tropical paradise at the end of Spinnaker Drive in Ventura with vibrant drinks, delicious bites, award-winning fish and chips, and more. Now featuring extended hours, a dinner menu, and happy hour, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Harbor Cove Cafe, the hidden treasure at the end of Spinnaker Drive. Visit harborcovecafe.net for more information. It's Sunday morning, 8 a.m. That means it's time to drink some beer and talk some anime and other stuff. This is the Anime and Alcohol Show, live here on Rough Edge FM with your host, Devin Crow.
Oh, kind of worked.
That's the blur effect I've been working on for the past few weeks, and kind of worked. We're getting closer.
And we're getting closer.
Blending the live action image in with the pre-recording there. So good morning, everybody.
Good morning. So I received a call from our resident viewer, Michael Thomas, yesterday. He was on his way home from snowboarding. And he was talking about football. And I was like, is there a game on? He goes, yeah, it's the Packers versus the Bears. It's on. I was like, is that on Amazon? And it was on Amazon. So I started watching it. And he was watching it. That game was insane. I was watching it in the second quarter of the game. That's when I started watching it.
Yeah.
And they were up like they were up like 14-3 or something like that. It ended up being like by the end of the third quarter or something like that, it was like 24-9.
The other team.
Yeah.
The reverse.
Yeah. No, Packers were winning 24-9. The Bears hadn't scored a single touchdown. It was just field goals that they were winning. And I mean, it was just a shit show of a game. It really was. I was like, this fucking game is over, right? I'm like, this game is fucking over. And fourth quarter, they're still down like 24 or 27 to fucking 9. And the Bears just fucking rallied, right? And the Packers, it was absolutely insane because the kicker, I believe, missed a field goal in the first half of the game. I didn't see that one. So they missed a field goal there. So that's 3 points. In the portion that I was watching, the kicker missed another field goal. So that's another 3 points. And then he ended up missing a fucking a 1 point kick from after a touchdown, He missed that too. So that's 7 points. That
hurts a lot.
That's 7 fucking points that aren't there anymore, right? He missed that shit. And
ouch.
Yeah. So he missed that. And then all of a sudden the Bears just started coming back. And apparently this is their thing. This whole season, I think he had 7 games where they came back in the fourth.
The Bears have had a pretty good year for the Bears. I don't follow football at all. I just know that Mark and Brian used to make a lot of fun of the Bears because it was Brian's favorite team.
Okay.
So they made fun of them, but so they're having a good year, at least comparatively.
Yeah. And so they fucking come back and they end up winning like 31-27.
That'd be a fun game to be at.
Yes.
Especially if you were a fan of theirs.
Yes.
The Bears.
And if they would have made those fucking field goals and kicks, they would have won.
Yeah.
They would have won. I mean, it was I believe it was like a 3-point game or something like that. I mean, it was so close by the end of it.
And
absolutely
that kicker
insane. Oh man, that kicker.
He's telling himself. He knows.
Humbled.
Yeah.
And here's the thing: there were multiple bullshit calls. There was 2 incomplete passes that were made, that the Bears made, that were clear as day fucking fumble and recoveries. Like threw it. The guy caught it, turned around, started running. The guy knocked it out of his hand, and that was called an incomplete pass twice. Even Mike was like, I don't know what these fucking rules are. This is fucking crazy. But yeah, it was a wild game, and apparently the Packers and the Bears have a pretty big rivalry as well. Like it's a pretty big rivalry between the teams. So that was a crazy fucking game. Absolutely insane.
Like I said, I don't follow football. I'm just not a sports guy at all, but it seems like there's been a lot of crazy games like that this year.
Yeah.
A lot of games where the scores reverse to the last possible second and last minute saves or cancellations happen. And, it's been a strange year all the way around. And we're going to have the Raiders in the Super Bowl?
No. They're not even in the fucking playoffs.
I know.
I think they fired their head coach too.
Believe me, I know. My mom's favorite team is the Raiders.
Ugh.
So that's the only reason I know anything about the Raiders.
I don't know if I can be friends with your mom.
So anyway, that was an exciting game. And I mean, like I said, I don't follow sports at all, but it's fun when games go that crazy.
Yeah, it was, and it was dead silent because this was a home game for the Bears, and it was pretty silent fans like the entire game. Like it was very, very fucking silent the whole time.
They thought they were doomed.
Yeah, and then they finally made a touchdown, or they would score, and the fans would react like they had just won the Super Bowl, and they were still down quite a bit. And again, in the fourth quarter, in the last fucking 4 minutes of the game or whatever it was, they just absolutely put the pressure on and played like champions. It was so funny. But yeah, I was watching the game with Mike. It was funny because at some points, so when Mike was on his phone driving home, I was like 20 seconds ahead of Mike. And then Mike got home and got onto his TV and started watching it from his TV. And then all of a sudden he was ahead of me. And so he would start screaming and cheering. He's like, oh my God. I was like, and then I'd be like, man, I can't wait to see this play.
That's the hard part about watching the game together over the phone, because you do have the different feeds.
Yeah. It was pretty funny. But there was some new animes that dropped on Crunchyroll. They actually added some new ones to the list as well. If you want to scroll down a little bit there.
Tell me when to stop.
Oh no, scroll up a little bit. Okay, so updated on January 6th, they added the Champignon Witch, Odio Fire Slayer, The Legend of the Phoenix, Scum of the Brave,
one of my favorite bands,
The Casebook of Arn, and Theater of Darkness. Theater of Darkness, and then which is season 16, by the way.
Wow.
And Yoro Shinden Samurai Troopers.
So they didn't have a single title that they didn't have difficulty pronounce.
Yes.
What we learned here.
So I watched 3 of those. I watched the Champion Witch, Scum of the Brave.
Oh, nice. I want to hear about that.
And the Casebook of Arn.
Okay.
So if you want to scroll down a little bit, I think Champion Witch is the first one.
We are on the Crunchyroll website.
We're on Crunchyroll's, yeah.
You can join us there if you'd like
to.
Oh,
wait, hold on. I want to talk about, so I watched 2 on this list. I watched The Misanthrope Teaches a Class of Demi-Humans, and then I watched An Adventurer's Daily Grind at age 29.
Okay. Is that what made you hungry for grinders? Sandwiches, not the app.
So The Misanthrope Teaches a Class for Demi-Humans. He is a teacher. He's a young kid, or young guy, I should say, and he just does not like humans. He thinks humans are conniving, liars, do anything to.
Not wrong.
No, he's not wrong. And he ends up getting a job as a teacher. He's a teacher. He ends up getting a job as a teacher teaching demi-humans so they can become humans.
Okay.
And he's got 4 demi-humans. He's got 4 demi-humans there, and one is a rabbit demi-human. The other one is a shrike. I don't know if you know what a shrike is, but it's actually a species of bird.
Oh, yes.
So it's a species of bird, and it's very interesting because shrikes we're going to go into a little bit of biology here. If you've ever seen video or pictures on the internet of like where it looks like a grasshopper or a bee is float into like a cactus spike.
Yeah.
That's what shrikes do. So they never actually flown into it. Shrikes will actually impale their prey on barbed wire, or so if you ever see like pictures of like a snake stuck into a piece of barbed wire, it's actually a species of bird that does that. It's called a shrike. And
I didn't. I've heard of a shrike, but I didn't know that was their method.
Yes, that's what they do. They impale their prey. Misanthrope. Oh, you're doing.
Yeah, I'm gonna get you some.
You're gonna
images.
Get some visual images there. There we go. And what looks like a mermaid species or a aquatic, and then a wolf, and she's kind of like a werewolf, and he is teaching them to be humans. So I'm gonna be honest, it's just a very generic like monster girl anime. I'm all about generic monster girl anime.
But I was gonna say, but you like that sometimes.
I do like monster girl animes. I'm not a furry, but no.
But some werewolves are. Okay, so let me get these images up here. Just give us 1 second, and we're going to upload these right now. There's one, and we were talking about misanthrope.
Yep.
So there's misanthrope.
So there's misanthrope there. So the girl with the orange hair is the shrike. The one with the brown hair is the wolf. The one with the blue hair is the
Laughlin visitor.
Mermaid, and obviously the one with the bunny ears is the bunny. So yeah, there's that one.
Okay.
So next we have the Daily Grind, or what is it? The Daily Grind is an adventurer at 29 or some shit like that.
It's a long title, yes.
An adventurer's daily grind at age 29. This one's really interesting. Go back to the Crunchyroll page. This one's really interesting. A 29-year-old adventurer's peaceful life changes after rescuing an abandoned girl being eaten by a slime. Kind of. That's like the first 10 minutes of the show. So he has this backstory. He grew up in the slums. He was an orphan and basically killed monsters to survive. And so kind of fast forward, and now he's this 29-year-old adventurer, and he's in this backwater town where not a lot of adventurers go, and he helps out a lot there. And so he is going to the dungeon to get meat for himself and the village, for adventurers' quest, because this is what adventurers do. They go on quests for supplies and things like that. And the dungeon guard is asleep, and he ends up waking him up and saying he's going in there, and signs in. And as he's walking up to the door, he notices that the dungeon door is open a little bit. So he's like, that's really strange. And he goes in, and he's walking around, and he ends up finding the little girl, that's the little blonde, stuck inside of a slime there. And
okay, let me ask you real quick, because a lot of animes mention slimes. Define a slime for us, please.
It is like a little blob of slime.
It's like
it's a monster. It's a little.
And it goes across many animes. I've seen.
Yes, it is. It is a very common first level dungeon in games and anime and things like that.
And they eat little blondes, apparently.
And they eat everything they just absorb. So he rescues her, and come to find out that she doesn't have any parents and that she ran away. And he is explaining, he's kind of like internal monologuing because he's not from the village. So the orphanage won't take her because she's not from the village, and she'll end up living in the slums and so on and so forth, kind of like he had to. And so he ends up taking her under his wing.
Okay.
Because he doesn't want bad things to happen to her. And so they are in the inn and asleep. And when he wakes up, she's sitting at the foot of his bed, but she is an adult woman now.
Oh.
And he's like, what the hell? And then she ends up turning back into the little girl again. So he thinks that she is some ancient species. And he's like talking to it with a couple other women, the innkeeper, and then he goes to the guild, and he explains that he thinks that she is some sort of ancient race, and kind of gives a detail of what happened. And then they go, and he's teaching her how to fight and, go in the dungeon and so on and so forth. And towards the end of the episode, the guild receptionist is doing research on this, and she mentions that she's found some info, and she's like, oh, and she starts reading from this thing, and it goes, oh, the succubus takes the form of a small girl during the daytime, and at the night she turns into an adult woman. So hinting at this little girl is actually a succubus and not a little girl. So, and that's where
interesting.
Yeah, and then it pans back to the inn, and she is sitting over the bed over him with this glaring look in her eye. So
is she evil, or is she got nefarious plans and we don't know yet?
We don't know yet.
That's cool.
But the succubus, I don't know if anybody knows what succubuses are, but they drain men's life force through intimate relations. So
and straws.
Yeah.
That sounds like a
men are equipped with the straws. So.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a good point. So that one's sounds different and sounds pretty interesting. How was the animation and what have you?
Animation's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, animation's good. We'll see how it goes. I mean, I like adventure style, fantasy style animes, so I've got no quarrel with it.
Okay.
So yeah.
What else we got?
On to the next, because there's a lot of anime that's released this week.
Do I need to keep going down, or should I go?
Let's go down. There's the champion witch. Despite her affinity to poisonous mushrooms, Luna wishes to connect with local townspeople. So she is a black witch, and she lives on the outskirts of a town, and wherever she walks, she leaves a trail of poisonous mushrooms behind her.
That's rude.
And you come to find out that she actually absorbs like toxins through the environment. Could be negative emotions, negative thoughts. It could be toxins in general, poison, whatever it may be. But she absorbs those.
Anything toxic, basically.
Yes, she absorbs those, and then it comes out as mushrooms, but the mushrooms also absorb those toxins as well. And she can't be touched by humans because they will
wash their hands.
No, they'll get poisoned by her.
Oh,
so
that makes sense.
So she's learned to avoid human contact, and then one day she sees a couple. She sees a couple, and he's doing cute things and complimenting her, just hitting on her basically, and so on and so forth. And she kind of like misses that, she doesn't know what that really means and yearns for it more or less. And so she goes home and she communicates with a couple of people from the village. She communicates with the apothecary because she makes medicine for the people that live in the town. And then she visits a library, a bookstore, and buys books there as well. And when she goes home, because she likes to draw pictures from the books, but she also likes to draw what she sees. And so she's drawing, and she draws a picture of this boy that she saw because she thought he was very handsome. So she draws, and then all of a sudden, because she can make pictures come to life kind of thing. But this picture of this boy, the boy actually comes out of the page, and there's this whole...
Okay, that explains the image of looks like a book here.
Yes, she draws this image, and they end up this image, and they end up dancing under the moonlight and this and that. And but then she goes to the town the next day, and that boy is there, and the girl is like breaking up with him because he's just kind of like a husk now. She's like, I don't know what happened to you, and blah, 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 blah. And then she realized that his soul got trapped in her drawing. So she releases the soul, and it goes back into him, and he goes back to normal. But then he ends up noticing her and like trying to talk with her and so on and so forth. Well, it turns out that he's got some bloodline from the White Witches. And so she gets warned by another black witch that she can't do that if the White Witches find out, and blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. But she ends up drawing him again because he wants because he remembers this whole dance
Sure.
with her. It was almost like a dream kind of thing. And so it was actually his doing that put his soul into the paper and shit like that. Well, she ends up spending a lot of time with him through the drawing itself, and it turns out that this kid is now like kind of in a coma in bed because of all this.
Because he's been zapping his
soul.
soul.
Zapping his soul, and a mushroom was growing inside of him as well. And so she ends up, the Black Witch comes and goes, "Do you know what you're doing to this guy?" And she ends up visiting him through a drawing of herself, removing this mushroom, realizing she was not doing a good thing, and removes the mushroom. And they describe the mushroom as being like really pretty, like a flower. And then she pretty much says, "I'm not going to do this anymore." She's very shy, obviously.
But they're yearning for a way to be together, and
yearning for a way.
Out. Yeah.
Yes, yearning for a way. And as she's the end of the second, because it was a 2-episode thing, the end of the second episode, she's like rinsing off in a stream, and it pans over to this young man who had been stabbed in the chest. It's not the same guy, but this young man that was stabbed in the chest, and that's pretty much where it ends. So I think that's going to be the love interest, is the man that got stabbed in the chest.
Yeah.
This other one. I don't know if I'm going to continue watching it. I'm not really big on romance animes, and that seems to be kind of one of those slow burn romance animes.
Okay, let me ask you about this image again. So who's the little person in the sheep? Is that an actual sheep?
No, it's like her familiars. She has these little
familiars. So the same with the cow there?
The cow. Yeah. So
okay, and then the speckled things, those are Big Mac buns?
Yes, no, those are Big Mac buns.
I assume those are the mushrooms.
This anime is sponsored by McDonald's.
Yes.
So.
I'm assuming those are the mushrooms.
Those are they're modeled after Amanita muscara's mushrooms. So
there you go. I was going to ask you a question. How do dogs know which mushroom is not to eat?
They don't. They're dumb.
So they'll just eat any mushroom that's in the outside.
Yes.
Because we got little mushrooms that pop up, and we try to get to them before they do, but we've never seen any that look like they're chewed on or anything like that. So I just don't want them to be sick because of it.
Yeah. They'll probably get diarrhea if they eat them.
Great. Rather they died.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I just was curious about surely because dogs know not to eat some things, but I've yet to find any with our dog, so that's why I was just curious.
Especially Zoe. Everything.
Zoe's not as bad as Pretzel. Pretzel, the Yorkie, literally licks the sidewalk as he walks because there might be a crumb of something there.
Yeah,
he's a freak. All right, so what else we got?
All right, back to animes that have aired.
You didn't see Dark Moon?
I didn't see Dark Moon, the Blood Altar, that aired on Friday. But I haven't seen that one. Not really big on Vampire Academy.
It's just nice art. That's what drawn my attention. So, okay.
Dead Account. Why didn't I see that on the thing? I was gonna watch that, but a toxic streamer secretly fights for his sister until occult horrors invade his life. I haven't seen that one yet.
I think that's based on this show.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait.
Oh.
Easygoing territory defense by the optimistic Lord.
Okay.
So Van is exiled for useless production magic and transforms his forgotten village into a thriving city. So he's born into a noble life, and he is a very kind kid. And as he's getting old, and he I believe it's an isekai. I can't remember 100%, but I believe it's an isekai, and he's born in this noble household, and he's very eloquent when he speaks and very proper and so on and so forth. And he is very respectful to people. And as he's getting older, the expectation of he has expectations of having like ice magic or fire magic and so on and so forth. But he does very kind things. Like there's a scene where he is in the town square, and this man is dragging this child along by a rope, and he's wondering what's going on. And it turns out that it's actually the father dragging his son, and he's going to sell his son to slavery.
Wow.
Right here. And so he actually offers to buy this kid, and he offers 5 silver. and the dude takes it, and he tells the kid that, you know, you're free to go if you want to, or you can stay with me.
I was wondering what he was going to do with him.
So he, you know, they end up having to form a slave pact because he won't be able to bring him into the household as a normal person. So it forms a slave pact with them, and you know, obviously the kid saved his life, so he's, you know, he's serving him. And so I think on the 5th birthday or something like that, they get assessed for what their aptitude is, and he ends up having creation magic. And we don't know exactly what that is yet. I mean, we can kind of assume he can create things and
right
with creation magic, but it is deemed a useless
production
magic. Yeah, a useless magic. And he was going to be, I think they wanted to execute him. And
damn.
Yeah, they wanted to execute him because they didn't want him anything to do with this household. And one of the older brothers suggests that they send him off into this unestablished town as the lord of this town, you know, just kind of exile him away basically. And so that's what they end up doing with him. And the last episode was, at the end of the episode, it was kind of like the maid, who's adorable, by the way.
Is she in the same? Oh, yeah, she is.
The maid ends up saying that she's going to go with him because she's his personal maid. And a handful of other people end up going with him. The butler that was, you know, doing his studies with him, a guard or a knight that was training him, and all this other stuff.
So he's got like a team.
You see this team forming because of how kind and how dedicated he was, that wanted to actually follow him to this land. So this is going to be definitely one of those, like, I'm overpowered, you know, useless magic isn't actually not useless kind of things. So.
Right. They say it's useless, but he's going to show them otherwise.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So we have that one. Nothing's aired on that one. Haven't watched any of those.
You haven't watched In the Clear Moonlight Dusk?
I am. Well, it hasn't aired yet. That's it's today, actually. Hell's Paradise season 2 airs today at 7:15. So it's already aired. I'm very excited for that. I really enjoyed Hell's Paradise 1. We talked about Jack of All Trades, Party of None. Oh, here we go. Kunan the Sorcerer Can See. Now that aired last week, but we were doing the show.
So you watched it after the show?
I watched it after the show. This is a very interesting anime. So he is blind. Our main character is blind, and how they explain it is that he has what's called a hero's scar. And the hero of this world defeated the demon lord, but not without injury. And the hero ended up losing, I believe, an arm and a leg in his battle with the demon lord. And now when people are born with like a missing arm or blindness or a missing leg or some sort of deformity, they call that the hero's scar. And it's a mark of them being, having the bloodline of the hero. And so he is blind, and he's very quiet and, you know, reserved and kind of miserable, right? Because he can't see anything. And then he finds out through his magic teacher that he could potentially see using water magic. And the maid, he has a maid, that's the woman on the left-hand side there with the brown hair, with her arm up. First of all, the show's worth watching just because of her. She is hilarious.
Really?
Oh, hilarious. And so he starts studying magic, and his attitude and his demeanor start to change. He starts to become a bit more open, more friendly, starting to have like excitement. He's smiling again, and he's excelling very, very well with magic. So much so that his magic teacher is like, I got nothing to teach this fucking kid.
He's past that point.
And the girl in the red is actually who he's engaged to marry. It's an arranged marriage because he's in a noble household. And she goes to visit him, and she's talking to herself. The last time she met him, he was miserable, and she didn't want to marry this kid because
he was depressed or whatever.
Depressed and not smiling and everything. But the maid has been teaching him how to talk to people, and the maid is very outgoing and kind of cringy. So our main character is very cringy. Like, it is very like Discord moderator nerd status.
Really?
Cringe. It's
that makes it fun though, right?
It does, but it's a very weird anime because of how weird he is. But he ends up finding out that he can start making colors out and images out with this water magic. I don't know how it's really working exactly, but you can see in this picture in general of like, he is very oddly eccentric. And he does really weird things, but the end of the episode, the episode kind of goes, and because I believe it was 2 episodes, he ends up joining this magical school, and her brother, the blonde's brother, which is the prince, because she's the princess, and the prince ends up kind of bullying him a little bit, and he's blind, so everyone thinks
that's rude.
Yeah, you're fucking. But he ends up gathering water magic when everyone's kind of distracted at him, and casting it and like tossing it on his pants, and he's like, "Oh my god, did you pee yourself?" And he gets super embarrassed, obviously, because he's the prince. He's like, "I didn't piss myself," But he's just such a weird guy. It's so funny.
That's fun though. You have an eccentric lead character like that.
Yeah, it's kind of nice. It's kind of nice in a way. It's weird. It is weird having a character that's not like this, I'm afraid of women and I don't want women around me and shit like that. But it's almost the opposite. And now you have this weird cringy character, because when it comes to anime, you either have like this main character who is surrounded by women and he doesn't know how to handle it, and he's super, and it's just so annoying because like everybody knows if you were surrounded by women, you would not be like this. Oh my god, don't touch me, but this character is not like the opposite, where it's like where he wants all the women around him. He's just really cringy and awkward, but like not in like a I'm scared of women kind of thing.
Yeah,
it's just really funny.
Is that a product of his blindness, do you think?
It's a product of his fucking maid.
Because she's
the one that taught him how to talk to women and it's.
Now, was he born blind or did he become blind?
No, he was born blind.
So why is he wearing a blindfold?
Because his eyes are all fucked up.
So they're like discolored or something?
Yeah, they're discolored. Okay. So, and that's the hero's scar kind of thing. So
gotcha.
It's nice and refreshing. It's not an isekai, so yeah.
But you'd recommend it?
I would recommend it. It's fun. It's a fun watch.
Okay.
So, all right, on to the next.
We do have a cider we're going to try today too, by the way.
Yeah.
All right. Next in line, we have
Noble Reincarnation. Born blessed, so you obtain ultimate power. This is reborn as royalty. Noah, the world's strongest 6-year-old, and you blocked it, went out of the tab.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize you were reading.
The strongest 6-year-old rises in a noble court rife with plots and schemes.
Ooh, plotty. All right. Yes. So you did watch this one?
You already downloaded that, by the way.
I just converted it.
No, that's the one we just talked about. If you would only listen.
We got to do this on the fly, and it's weird, but
yeah,
one of these days I'm hoping StreamYard will start doing the WebP graphics, because that would be very helpful.
Yeah, or we could actually just prepare properly for the show.
That's not gonna happen. Let's be serious.
Personal shit before the show, and then realize it's 8:06 and we should have started 6 minutes ago.
There's some truth to that too, but that Rough Edge Studios is not about preparation. So
yes. So this is another reincarnated in a noble life, and he's got because of his reincarnation, he obviously knows how to talk and shit like that way sooner than a normal kid was, and he's got an affinity for water magic, and his 2 he has a few older brothers. He's the youngest, and one of the older brothers appears to be scheming against him.
Oh.
And gives him this cursed sword, and the cursed sword ends up accepting him. It's a fun little isekai. I mean, that's really all there is to it.
Okay, well, fun is all right.
Yes.
All right, so
we have 2 on this one. We have Roll Over and Die.
Nice title.
Yes, we have Roll Over and Die. When betrayal pushes her to the brink, Flum unlocks a deadly power to reclaim her fate. So this is another like cast out of the hero's party kind of anime. She gets chosen to be part of the hero's party, and it turns out like her abilities, they don't really know how her abilities work. And so they don't really know how her abilities work. And one of the guys in the party, who's clearly the villain of this, he ends up selling her to slavery.
Wow, that's kind of villainous.
Deems her as useless, and she is in this cell with a bunch of other slaves, and she it's that one, yeah. This slave owner ends up opening this wall, and there's like zombies in it, undead, and they're like chewing everybody up in there. And he ends up having a sword in the middle of the room, and he goes, well, you guys can try and defend yourself with this sword, but there's a curse on the sword that basically sucks your life out.
Damn.
And you'll melt to death if you grab it. And so these undead are eating everyone in this fucking cell, and she's like, well, if I'm going to die, I'm going to die my own way and not get eaten. And she goes running towards this sword, and as she's running towards this sword, these undeads are grabbing her, and they're chewing on her leg, and they're, and she goes and finally reaches for the sword, grabs it, and the sword's power activates, and it doesn't kill her. Instead, it actually heals her. Well, her ability that got put her in the hero's party was called Reversal. And what that power actually does is it reverses the skills of the weapons that she uses. So if she picks up a sword that's really strong, her reversal skill will actually make her really weak. But this is a cursed.
Oh, I see.
This is a cursed sword. So all the negative attributes that this sword does actually positively affect her. Because
interesting.
It's like opposite day for this sword.
Yeah.
And so instead of actually taking her life, it heals her. And instead of actually reducing her stats, it increases her stats. So she realizes, she's like, oh, this is actually a really strong power. And so they're branded as slaves, and so they end up escaping. She kills the slave master. She fucking stabs him, and she takes along with her the little maid looking girl with the white hair.
So far there's been maids in every anime we talked about.
Oh, it's super common. Yeah. And so she takes that with her, and then it pans back to the hero's party, because when she sold her off to slavery, the dude made it seem like it was the party's decision to do this, but it actually wasn't. He went behind her back and sold her to slavery because he deemed her useless.
Wow.
So everyone in the party's kind of bummed that she's gone, and he's telling everyone in the party that it was her decision and that she left on her own. And it seems he's an asshole. I mean, he's obviously the villain. It's going to come back to bite. I think it's going to turn into one of those like and she doesn't know that it was just him. So she's had all these wonderful times with other party members, and she's like, why would they do this to me? So she's got a grudge against the hero's party now. So we'll see how this develops.
Interesting.
Yeah. So the next one we have is Scum of the Brave, and Scotty,
I've been waiting for.
This is the one Scotty's been waiting for. Let's go to the synopsis here. Yashiro, the Grim Reaper, reluctantly takes Aki Jogame as an apprentice to hunt down demon lords.
Okay, now let me see if I understand this. So the Grim Reaper wants an apprentice to help him hunt down demon lords because, well, based on this, and so he reluctantly chooses that one because he wanted somebody else.
No, not really. So it's an organization that are called Grim Reapers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's an organization that are called Grim Reapers.
So it should say a Grim Reaper, not the Grim Reaper.
Yes. She is part of the academy that trains Grim Reapers.
The Academy of Reapers.
Yes. And he does not want to take her, obviously the reluctancy of it.
Yeah.
And because women have a higher aptitude for the mana that they object, or they have like a higher whatever
moral standards or something.
No, it's not moral standards. They just have an aptitude because they like inject something into their neck that gives them their power.
Oh, okay. Like all right. So it affects them differently.
Yeah, women have a higher aptitude for it. And it starts out with him in an alley, and she falls in front of him, and she's all bloodied up, and she's being chased by this Yakuza boss or Yakuza looking dude, and he ends up saving her and killing that dude, and then going back to the bar, the scene that they're in right now, and she ends up thanking him. It's kind of weird. I don't know if I'm gonna. I'll watch 3 episodes. I always give stuff 3 episodes to watch it, but it is definitely not what it seems like.
So it looks like a different type of anime just from looking at the image here.
It is a little different. I'm not sure how it's going to go. I don't know. They say demon lords. I don't know if there's going to actually be like monsters and shit in it, but we will definitely see. So,
okay. So we'll wait and see what happens with that one. 2 more episodes before Devin gives up on it.
Yes.
Or decides to stay with it. All right. What else we got?
So Sentenced to be the hero, that got delayed.
Oh, it did.
It did. See how it says episode 1 available now. Episode 2 premieres on January 15th and airs weekly on Thursday. So episode 2 got delayed.
I wonder what that's about.
We don't know. I was a little bummed. All right.
Because I know you were looking forward to it. We talked about that last week.
Yeah.
Okay.
We talked about Shibuya Yugi. I watched. This is the Casebook of Arn. This is one of the new ones that got announced literally like last week on the fucking 6th or something like that. A vampire and a noblewoman's daughter who loves them team up to solve a bloody mystery.
Ew, bloody.
Is
it really bloody?
Yes.
Oh, it is.
Oh, yes. It is extremely bloody. I don't know how this is going to progress exactly. It starts off with our character, and he becomes an orphan because his dad and his mom were killed by what they think is a vampire. And he is trying to solve what exactly happened to his parents.
Okay.
And so he's trying to solve what happened to his parents. And we'll pull that picture up there. So we have our main character in the middle. You have this vampire on the left and the girl on the right. I could be opposite because I'm looking at the screen, but
is this a period piece? This looks kind of like
period piece.
It is okay because I'm based on the costume and the background image. I would say that seems like a period piece. Yeah,
it is a bit more period. Like
is it like late 1800s?
Yeah, late 1800s. Yeah, late 1800s. Okay. And so he thinks it's a vampire's doing of this, and he meets up with the 2 characters there. Now, the dude in the blue jacket actually looks like a child like his age as well, and they're trying to solve this, and our character ends up finding out that who's actually doing it, and it pans to this field of flowers, and this woman is watering these flowers with blood, and it was actually the innkeeper. And he thought she was a vampire, but she's not a vampire. She's actually a witch.
And her plants are vampires.
And she wanted to make the flowers look pretty by dyeing them red with blood. And so she summons these golems. She's an earth witch, I believe. She summons these golems and fucking impales him in the stomach.
With what?
With one of the golems.
I mean, What does the golem use? A sword or
his hand?
Oh, he just rams his hand through.
No, just basically turns his hand into like a spear, a spike, and
Gotcha.
impales him. This giant fucking hole in this kid.
Ouch.
And you're just like, wait, I thought this was the main fucking character.
Yeah.
And that's when our pair come in, the woman and the vampire, and it turns out, so he drinks a bit of blood. He has this little vial of blood. He drinks this blood, and he's explaining to this witch, because the witch is like, oh shit, a fucking vampire. And he's like, no, I'm not just any vampire. When vampire lords got together, they did this ritual and created a vampire elite or something, a vampire noble, and that's what he is. And he just fucking decimates this witch. He's like, I'm gonna make this your final wish, you know, I'm gonna kill this lady for you. And so he kills this witch, and there's another assistant there as well. She uses she didn't use the word necromancy, but
it's basically what it is.
Necromancy, and kind of brings him back to life, but in a zombie form. And you know, the other woman is like, you know, I'll use necromancy to so you can fulfill your final wish of killing this woman. And he's just like this zombie looking thing, stabs the witch in the head, kills them, but our main character's dead.
Yeah,
because the kid in the middle is dead.
He's already got that big hole in him.
Fucking spoiler alert. Sorry about that. But he's dead, and it kind of pans off. So I don't know if this is going to be one of those like because they really make it seem like this kid in the middle is the center of this thing, and
so he's got to come back then.
I don't know if he's coming back. I don't know if it's going to focus on kind of a different, you know, focus on our two main characters there, and there's going to be, you know, they're basically going to be helping a different person every episode kind of situation.
I guess that could be an episode poster rather than a series poster.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's enjoyable. It was very enjoyable. The animation was good. We have The Demon King's Daughter is Too Kind. I watched that one as well. I actually watched all three of these on this list, so we'll talk about both of them.
Okay.
So I'll let you save both of those. What is the Demon King to do when his daughter is born pure of heart to accept the evil throne? So this starts out with this big war that's happening, and the Demon King uses his vast strength to essentially just take over. And he calls back the second in command because of this massive problem. And she, you know, because he's got to put a halt to the war.
Right.
And she's like, oh my God, what is this problem that we have to halt the war for? And she comes barging in, and he's just like, my daughter is too kind. And she is just this absolute sweetheart of a little girl. And so they're trying to teach her to be evil. And, you know, so they take her to this little village. And she was like, you need to demand this. And she goes up to this old woman in a wheelchair, and she's like, I'm going to and she's like a little kid, right? She's like a little tiny kid. And she's like, I'm going to take this sweet potato. And the woman's just this really kind old woman. And so then she starts talking to this old woman, and she's like, oh, you know, like, what's wrong with your leg? She's like, oh, I've lost the ability to this, and I can't tend to the fields, and this and that. Well, she puts her hand on the old woman's leg and heals her legs.
That's too kind.
Yeah, and heals her legs. And so they try everything they can to make her evil and do evil things, but she's just
not capable of it.
Not capable of it. But the thing is that her kindness kind of radiates. So like, people aren't mean to her either. Even like slaves of war that they have working, like, everyone's kind to her too. Like, they were attacked.
I think there might be a message there.
Yes, they were attacked by, you know, some rogue enemy. And the second in command is the lady, the blonde, by the way, with the purple jacket.
Okay.
And so she ends up defeating them. And then our little sweet child here ends up going and like, she's like, oh, here you are. And she's like playing with his bald head. And the guy's like, oh, hey, you know, and she was like, why is he being nice to her? Like, so her kindness is radiating. And so this is a really cute little fantasy anime with.
It sounds like fun.
It's a lot of fun, and each episode is kind of like 2 episodes inside of each other.
Yeah,
you know, they're kind of like 2 little mini episodes that kind of
meld
together, but they kind of have different storylines of what's actually going on. So, but so the next one is the daily life of a part-time torturer. We kind of talked about this last week. It didn't air yet, so I hadn't had a chance to see it, but this is an anime where torturing is considered a job. It's accepted, and that's how you get information and so on and so forth. And it follows our main character, who, and this work environment is very the opposite of the Red Diamond, where they take care of their employees and they make sure they have time off and reasonable hours.
Well, you don't want your boss being tortured.
Correct.
So, yeah.
And so it's just it's a slice of life anime with a twist.
That's a very good twist.
You know, and each character has their own method of torturing. If you scroll up just a little bit, you know, a couple characters got introduced. The one in the middle is this like super short 22-year-old boy who's like super eccentric and really goofy and such. And then you have the guy with like the scarf around his neck, and he is very shy. And it's funny because he can't handle blood. And so he was like, he was really like thinking he was going to quit because like everyone was going to be taking work from him and not relying on him. And
he couldn't deal with the blood.
And then the dude in the purple was like, oh, there's plenty of ways to torture people without making people bleed. He's like, oh, look, I'll show you how to break bones. I'll show you how to break an arm really easily. I'll show you how to break their fingers. That way we don't show blood. And he's like, oh my God, this is not like my old job. You know? Because there was a scene where our main character, who's the guy that's actually sitting down with the blue hair, he was like, oh, hey, I don't have very many jobs today. I'll grab one of yours from him. And he has this flashback of when he's at like working at an office, and they were like, oh, I'll take this from you, and I'll take this from you. And he's like, oh man, oh God, I don't know. You know, he's having flashbacks of when people didn't rely on him. And then the other character, the little small one, comes in and goes, oh, hey, you know what? I'm having trouble with this client, getting him to talk. Can you come and give me a hand to break his arm for me? Because I can't break his arm because I'm small. I'm too little to break his arm. And he's like, oh my God, people are relying on me here. So it's just so funny, like hearing people like talk about breaking arms.
Yeah, as part of the job.
And
I love what it says here in the synopsis. It blends casual humor with grim violence.
Yes.
That makes it sound interesting to me. All right, what else we got here?
I didn't watch anything from here.
Okay, we'll skip those.
There was a cute girl in the hero's party, so I tried confessing to her. That aired on Tuesday.
How many times have we said that to each other?
So many times.
So
a mid-tier demon has fallen head over heels for the enemy, and now he's determined to confess his feelings.
Oh, so it's one of those romance things. Probably not one of your faves.
It's a fantasy anime. So here's the thing: it's a fantasy anime with monsters and stuff like that. So it is my thing.
Oh, it is.
So it starts off with the hero's party, going to the demon lord's castle to kill the demon lord, and they encounter our protagonist, I guess you would say. Not so much our main character, and he is a mid-tier demon, and he is easily defeating the hero's party. When he defeats the hero's party, he notices this woman. She's the healer of the group and is enthralled with her. He just thinks she's the most beautiful person in the world. So he doesn't kill the hero's party. And they were giving him, the demon lord and the other demons in the castle were giving him shit for not killing.
Since he didn't kill him?
Because he didn't kill them. Well, it's kind of funny because they were like, you were too weak to kill them. And he was like, no, I didn't do this and that and whatever. But it turns out he's actually quite overpowered. And he was like, you know, the heroes, and he was like inner monologuing. And he was like, the hero's party is well strong enough to defeat the demon lord. I'm just overpowered. And, so he encountered the hero's party, comes back, and he defeats them again. And he gives them a deal. He goes, I will let you guys pass, but you have to leave her behind. And so he leaves, they end up like, this is, she's like, this is for the greater good. This is for the greater good. Go on without me. And she thinks he's going to kill her. And so so they go on, and he ends up confessing his love to her. And she's like, she thinks it's a trick. And she like basically rejects him, and he's just heartbroken, devastated. And he's like, you can kill me now. It's fine. And she's like, what kind of trick is this? He's like, it's not a trick. I'm genuinely in love with you. And so she kind of gives him a chance. And so they end up defeating the demon lord, and he takes the form of a human. That's what this image is here. That's him behind her. And so he takes the form of a human, and now he becomes an adventurer, so he can get to her level, so he can spend time with her. And so, they have this big parade because they defeated the demon lord and everything else like that. And the hero is getting proposals all over the land. He proposed to the female character as well. And she ends up calling him back to her house.
Check out her etchings.
Yeah, right. So they can talk, and because he becomes a adventurer, and he's moving up very fast. Like, it takes months to move up from rank F to rank E, and he's already up to rank C in a couple of weeks of becoming an adventurer. So she calls him back to her house to tell him to quit adventuring because it's going to become suspicious and this and that. And he doesn't want to quit adventuring, but then her mom walks in. And her mom starts, because she sees this boy in there, and she starts telling him how she's received proposals of this, and that. And she's very intimidating, by the way. She's a good looking gal. I'm not gonna lie.
She's not on this image?
She is not on this image, but she's a good looking gal. And then she goes, well, you could marry my daughter if you want to, or do you want to propose to her? And he is just like on the spot. He's like, I don't know how to fucking react to this. So he goes, no, I want her to accept me on her terms and not, force
not
her into
arranged
something,
marriage,
and not force her into something she doesn't want to do. And the mom laughs, and then she's like, well, you pass then.
Oh,
and she goes, you pass.
A test.
Yeah, it was a test. It was a test the whole time. And she's intimidating as fuck. Very intimidating.
But we had a picture of her.
It was super funny though, because when he shows up to this house, and they're rich, they're noble family, one of the guards ends up pointing his spear at him, and all this other shit, like, who the fuck are you? Get out of here and stuff. Well, when that happened, they apologized. The mom apologized for it. The head maid is behind her, and they're talking, and she goes, I'll leave you to the punishment of them. And she goes, as you wish, ma'am. How many bones would you like me to break? And he's like what
what nobody's about breaking bones.
Yeah. And she goes, I'll leave that up to you. And she goes, very well. So that's how intimidating this woman is. This is all said before like this proposal thing happened. So he's like holy shit.
Okay, that sounds like an interesting one. That one again is what's it called?
There was a cute girl in the hero's party, so I tried confessing to her.
It's really hard to remember all those titles.
Yes.
Okay. Do you want to do a couple?
Let's do our beer of the week, and then we'll
call it a day because we're at an hour.
No, we still have a couple shows to talk about.
Oh, we do?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do the beer of the week. Okay, hold on. It's right here.
And now it's time for the 9 a.m. Sunday morning beer of the week here on the Anime Something or Other show live on Rough Edge FM. Brought to you by Pele Utu, Reno's only traditional tiki bar. A kaleidoscope of colors and tropical charm with the undeniable allure of paradise and intoxicatingly delicious cocktails. Pele Utu, Open Wednesday through Sunday from 12 p.m. to 11 p.m. 1275 Stardust Street in Reno, Nevada. For more information, please visit peleutu.com. Oh, we still have an image on there.
We still have an image on there. What up, Mike? Welcome to the show. You joined in during the Beer of the Week intro there.
His favorite part.
Yeah. On today's we did talk about that game last night, by the way, Mike, and how we were watching it together but not together. Our Beer of the Week is not a beer. It is Wicked Grove Hard Cider Pear Secco, a bubbly dry cider. Is there a synopsis? There's no synopsis.
Your favorite type?
Yep. Inspired by a crisp, light, sparkling wines. So,
little taste I had, I'm going to say, is very winey.
it is very winey.
But there is also some pear there.
There's a very strong aftertaste of pear.
Mm-hmm.
After you kind of finish everything off, that pear taste kind of lingers in your mouth.
It's kind of good.
It is good.
Yeah, nice and refreshing, and yeah, it's a nice little.
What's the ABV on this? 5%.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm stunned. I would have thought it would have been lower than that. That's impressive.
5%.
Yeah.
So I believe we have 2 more animes to talk about.
Let's do it.
I think, and they're not Crunchyroll animes.
Oh,
Hold on. Scroll down a little bit. I think this is the end of the line here. Didn't watch any of those. Yes. Okay. So the 2 more were actually High Dive.
okay.
HIDIV.
That's the name of the.
No,
that's the.
Nope. Okay. Yeah. Click on that. Now go. Oh shit.
Anything here?
Google. It's just HIDIVE, by the way. But
Okay.
now click news. Maybe you might be able to look.
There we go.
New and upcoming.
Got to be there, right? Remember what we said earlier about being prepared? We just
Yeah.
don't. Weekly release schedule. Is that going to help us?
No.
That's all they got there.
Okay, I'll do it from my phone.
Is it wrong to pick up Girls in the Dungeon? That's not one.
Dive
Hey, Maiden Abyss. There's one I actually watched.
Winter 2026. Yeah, do that. Winter 2026. Yes, that's perfect.
Ugh.
All right. So we have reincarnated as a dragon hatchling.
That looks pretty cool.
Our hero needs to come out of his shell, literally reborn in another world inside of a dragon age.
Sorry.
He doesn't have an amazing magic or mighty strength of your typical isekai adventure just yet. He needs to break free and now grow from a weak hatchling into a fearsome beast. If he wants to escape the deep, dark forest unscathed, what battles and adventures await him in his unique take on an isekai phenomenon? Here's the thing. That is how a synopsis should fucking be, Crunchyroll.
Not just the first episode.
Jesus fucking Christ. Let's see. Who's running the production here? Yeah. Have you seen this show? The production quality is fucking shit.
Yes.
Yeah, there's no production here.
There's on the fly production, and that's all we got.
Yeah, we're drinking Pear Secco on a Sunday morning at fucking, what is it, 9 o'clock, 9:10 in the morning?
That is exactly right.
Yeah, Jesus. This is a really, again, it says it all right there. It is a very unique take on an isekai, and he is born as an egg. And production, what? Oh, how it comments.
It goes through all through feeds.
Yeah.
So anyway,
I like it. I like it a lot. He starts off obviously as an egg, and he has some skills and so on and so forth. He ends up evolving into a dragon, and he goes to evolve into he had 2 options, a baby dragon and a small dragon. And the small dragon is relatively fierce, and he wants to choose that, but all of a sudden this voice shows up in his head and chooses and tells him to, to essentially choose the other option, which is the baby dragon, which is very weak. And so he ends up choosing that one, and he has to hone skills and level up and so on and so forth. And he ends up meeting a group of humans. Now, in the description of the baby dragon is that they're actually eaten by people. They have tender meat and so on and so forth.
Ooh, tasty. You get that on your Traeger.
He ends up finding a group of humans, and he tries to communicate with them, and they immediately attack him. And they go to kill him. And the woman actually you're seeing in the middle with the staff, she ends up saving him and then healing him. And then they hear this big roar in the background. So the other two go to investigate the roar. They get fucking wrecked. And she hears the screaming and he hears the screaming. And then so she leaves to go. But he knows, the dragon, our little baby dragon guy, knows that she doesn't have very much mana left and she doesn't want her to go. And he's still paralyzed from the battle. And so he ends up getting up, going and seeing her on the ground, and it's actually a earth dragon that's there. And so the episode ends with like him deciding, this earth dragon is going to attack him. So that's how it ends. I'm actually really looking forward to this. I think this aired on fucking Friday.
I like the artwork. That kind of fiery artwork always looks cool, and they've done a good job with it there.
Yeah. So there's that one, and then there's one more on Crunchyroll. Not on Crunchyroll, on a High Dive here. Hell Mode.
Interesting.
World with garbage balancing, Hell Mode. And here's the synopsis. Again, another fan. Oh, you walked away from the synopsis.
I did. I'm trying to produce. I got crap from it.
35-year-old Kenshi Yamada has spent his life playing every single MMORPG he can get his hands on. Tired of new gamers that cater to casual players. Oh, new games, sorry, that casual players. He leaps at the chance to try out a new never-ending game with intimidating hell mode that rises the difficulty and chances to level up to impossible heights. But as soon as he selects Summoner, he finds himself reborn to a family of serfs, which is essentially peasants. As a baby named Alan in a world of the game with naught but his memories and his wits to guide him. Alan sets off to conquer Hell Mode, unearths the secrets of the Summoner class, and free his newfound family from their fate. Listen, that's a fucking synopsis.
It tells you everything you need to know.
That is a fucking synopsis.
It doesn't ruin anything.
It doesn't ruin anything. It gives, literally, that's the fucking episode. The first episode is him being born into this world. He's trying to figure out how his ability works. And they explain that he has limited abilities. He's a baby, obviously. But this is, I don't think you converted it, did you?
I don't know. I thought I did.
No, I don't think you did because you never went to the conversion page.
Oh, well, let's convert that.
I don't really need to say more about that fucking anime other than what the synopsis is. That is how fucking synopsises should be. And Crunchyroll makes these fucking vague ass, dumb fucking synopsises that make no sense.
Don't mince words, Devin.
That have nothing to do with the fucking anime or like that is a perfect synopsis. I think it's that one right there. Yeah.
Oh, it is. Good call, Devin.
Yeah. So like that is how it should work. Like I don't have to go into grave detail on this anime and like
or no detail like sometimes
so that's Hell Mode. So
now you haven't seen this one yet, but
I did watch it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I watched it, and that's exactly how the first episode went. He explained how tired he is of games, and because they cater to it's the last one. Oh, there you go. They cater to casual players, and he wants something more challenging, and he chooses this game and chooses a summoner and this Hell Mode and so on and so forth. And then he gets sucked into the game, and he's born as a baby, and he has to start off from literally being a baby and so on and so forth. And as he's progressing, as getting older, he is gaining more knowledge and more summons and so on and so forth. That's literally the fucking anime.
And so the full title is Hell Mode: The Hardcore Gamer Dominates in Another World with Garbage Balancing.
Yep.
This is why I don't remember any of these titles.
Yeah.
They go on too
I
long.
mean, I struggle to remember some of these fucking titles.
Okay, good. So we're good to go then, huh?
We are good to
Where are
go.
we throwing everybody over to?
No one is streaming right now. So
Rude. All right, folks. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. If you're listening and want to watch, just go to roughedge.tv and you can find all the podcasts there. And always like and subscribe because it doesn't hurt you and it helps us. So we'll see you next week, right? No other plans? Next week is we're on, right?
Yeah. Next week we're on.
See you next week. You gonna say goodbye, Devin, or just be rude?
No, fuck you guys.
Okay,
No,
that
okay, I'll
works
see
too.
you next week. Have a good one.
Brought to you by The Grape, Ventura County's premier jazz venue and cocktail lounge, located at 2733 East Main Street in Ventura. For menu and music schedule, visit them online at thegrape.club. This has been a Rough Edge Studios production.